We hope you enjoyed breakfast and look forward to a great program. This event is steeped in rich in history and tradition, and we hope you enjoy the morning as we progress through it. We have a tremendous relationship and are very fortunate to have the partnership with the North American. And this morning here to provide us a welcome is Ms. Corinne Fetter. Corinne is Executive Director of Expositions here at the North American. Please help us welcome her.
Thank you, Dr. Greiner. Good morning, and welcome to the 51st North American International Livestock Exposition. Last year was an anniversary year for us, and it was a very special year. And we had a lot to celebrate, and we again have a lot to celebrate. We are particularly conscious of the idea of legacy, and the legacy of the judging contest is intertwined with the legacies of two important expositions and two important places in agricultural history. The International Livestock Exposition held at the Chicago Union Stockyards from 1900 until 1975, and the North American, which is held here at the Kentucky Exposition Center. The National Collegiate Livestock Judging Contest has been an important feature of both of these storied livestock shows. Another legacy that serves as a thread connecting the International and the North American is the Saddle and Sirloin Club Portrait Gallery, the world's largest portrait gallery honoring a single industry, the great men and women of the livestock industry. These portraits, the 368th was added to the collection at an induction ceremony Sunday night, are housed here at the Exposition Center. Jim S. Williams, the 2024 honoree, is a Brahma Shorthorn breeder from Bowling, Texas, and the owner of V8 Ranch. Jim has cattle on 6 continents. So many livestock leaders selected for the Saddle and Sirloin Gallery showed early promise as students participating in this judging contest, including the 1992 inductee Jack Ragsdale, who held the record for the highest individual score from 1948 until 1961, when another Purdue student broke that record. Jack Ragsdale would go on to help found the North American International Livestock Exposition and serve as the chair of the show's executive committee for 30 years. It was an honor and a privilege to work with Jack Ragsdale, and I can tell you that he exemplified all the hallmarks of leadership. He demonstrated respect for all, he always had his sights set on the big picture, and he held service to others above all. We knew he was the smartest man in the room, but he was humble and did not pursue selfish interest. Mr. Ragsdale's portrait hangs not far from the portrait of Minnie Lou Ottinger Bradley, who became the first woman to be named High Individual in 1951. Success in the National Collegiate Livestock Judging Contest is an early achievement for many individuals who have gone on to lead exemplary careers in this industry, and Miss Bradley would become the first woman president of the American Angus Association. As I'm sure you are aware, knowledge in this industry is passed from one generation to the next, and success is greatly shaped by the influential mentors in our lives. Several Saddle and Sirloin honorees devoted many years of their lives to coaching livestock judging teams. Phineas Shearer, Warren Blizzard, J.C. Holbert, Dr. Robert Tadashek, and Dr. Roger Hunsley, here to my left. They all coached multiple winning teams. The founder of the judging contest, Professor John Craig, and 4 contest superintendents, Professor J.H. Shepard, Dr. Harlan Ritchie, Dr. Gary Manish, and Dr. Dave Hawkins have all been honored with Saddle and Sirloin portraits as well. For these men and women, a Saddle and Sirloin portrait is one of the great honors of their lives, and many are dedicated to preserving the legacy of the collection. I serve on the Saddle and Sirloin Portrait Foundation Board of Directors, along with several honorees, including Harold Workman, founder and longtime general manager of the North American, Dr. Manish, Dr. Hawkins, Dr. Hunsley, and Dr. Maynard Hogberg, along with Mr. Tom Burke, Dr. Dennis Liptrap, and Miss Julia Hall. The portraits of many of the saddle and sirloin inductees from recent years hang outside this room on the second floor mezzanine of South Wing C, and I encourage you to walk the halls and think about legacy. The legacy of breed founders and executives, livestock show managers and judges, educators and researchers, meat packers and auctioneers, veterinarians and policymakers. There's one thing that all saddle and sirloin honorees have learned from their years of leadership. Relationships are key to the success in the livestock industry and in life. Always keep that in mind. Your participation in this 119th Collegiate Judging Contest, the 49th at the North American, may be a part of your legacy. Follow the stories of the legacy builders in the portrait collection. They will show you the many paths to success. Congratulations to all of you, and enjoy your time here at the North American. Thank you.
Thank you, Corinne, and we very much appreciate all that the North American does on behalf of this great event, as well as for the livestock industry and supporting the Saddle and Sirloin Club and the great tradition and history that it entails. So thank you very much. In addition to the support of North American, we're fortunate to have a great number of supporters. I would call to your attention many of those, all of those are listed in your breakfast program this morning. I want to take a few minutes and recognize them. Our awards breakfast sponsors this morning are National Block and Bridle Club, Nichols Crowd Genetics, Select Sires, and Smithfield Foods. So we very much appreciate their support in making our awards breakfast happen. I also want to take a moment. Several sponsors have joined us this morning. Those folks are seated with us here at the head table, and I want to take a minute to introduce those folks. To my right and your left, you've met Joel Cowley last evening. Joel's been a member of our contest team for a number of years, puts together the cattle classes along with Dr. Shockey. You'll hear a little more from Joel in a little bit when we get to the actual awards. You met Corinne. Seated next to Corinne is Ernie Barnes. Ernie spent a long career in the swine industry, most recently with the National Pork Board. He's been helping with the contest for several years and continues to do that. He recently retired from the Pork Board, but we've recruited him to join us up front again this morning. Seated next to Ernie is Dr. Farby McCarthy. Dr. McCarthy is co-chair of the Sheep and Goat Committee. You heard from Aaron Jennings last night. He and Farby head that up, and also one of our Sheep Award sponsors. Seated next to Farby is Jeff Ebert. Jeff is with the American Hampshire Sheep Association. Jeff, thanks for joining us this morning. Seated next to Jeff is Mr. Larry Hopkins. Larry's the Region 3 Director with the American Sheep Industry Association. And on the far end to my right is Mr. Scott Coker. Scott's with United Animal Health. To my left and your right, you met Dr. Hunsley this morning. Seated next to him is Dr. Dan Eversole. He's my colleague at Virginia Tech. Dr. Eversole was the previous superintendent of this contest. Seated next to Dr. Eversole is David Wagner. David's one of the award sponsors and gives the beautiful leather bags that we'll award to the All-Americans here shortly this morning. Seated next to David is Mr. Jack Ward. Jack was one of your officials yesterday, of course. Jack's the Executive Secretary of the American Hereford Association. Next to Jack is Dr. Bert Moore. Dr. Moore is a longtime educator and judging team coach at North Dakota State. This morning he joins us and wears the hat as representative of the American Simmental Association. Thank you, Bert, for joining us. Seated next to Bert is Tawny Jijong from the American Gelbvieh Association. Of course, Tawny was a judging team coach herself. And so, Tawny, appreciate you being here. You met Michael Hampton with Central Life Sciences, the key sponsor of our coaches dinner on Sunday night, and also award sponsor. We appreciate Central Life Sciences' support. Seated next to Michael is Mr. Jeff Langemeyer with Urus, and with Jeff is Kendall Ritzenstein, also with Urus. We appreciate their award sponsorship and support of the contest. Seated next to them is Mr. Blake Nelson. Blake is Executive Secretary of the American Maine-on-Jew Association, And on my far left is A.J. Hornback with Sullivan Supply. Please help me in saying thank you to all of our sponsors and supporters of this great event. The other thing, I want to take just a moment. You had the chance to meet several of them during the critique last night. I'm very fortunate to be superintendent and get to stand up in front of you this morning. But the folks who do the hard work and make everything happen is a great set of volunteers and staff that work tirelessly behind the scenes, particularly the last 4 or 5 days in terms of making this great educational event happen. Several of them are here this morning, not all of them. I do want to recognize those that were able to join us. Most of them are seated over there at table 10. Steve Spivey, you met Steve, Director of Operations, Stephanie Gertz, Becky Zwilling, Kay Vining, Joy McCarthy, Glenn Martin was our referee official, and my wife Lori. Help me say thank you to them, please, for all that they do. You know, the livestock judging experience is something that all of us in this room are passionate about, and also one of those things that over time has become a bigger challenge at the university level. We have several special guests in the form of university administrators who believe strongly in what we're doing here at this event, and I want to take a minute to recognize those which were able to join us this morning. Dr. Richard Coffey, department head at Oklahoma State, is with us. I'd ask these folks to stand, please. Dr. Clay Mathis, who's department head at Texas A&M University. Dr. Rosie Nold, associate department head at South Dakota State. Dr. Neil Schrick, department head at the University of Tennessee. Dr. Jason Ross at Iowa State University, their department head. Dr. Todd C., department head at North Carolina State University. And Dr. Chris Skaggs, who's associate dean of student development at Texas A&M. Thank you, folks, for joining us this morning. As I've mentioned previously, lots of traditions with this annual banquet. One of those is a review of the history of this contest. It's my pleasure to introduce Steve Spivey and have him come forward to share the history. We'll direct your attention to the slideshow to do that. Steve?
Thank you, Scott. Good morning, everyone. You get to listen to me one more time after yesterday. Hope you find this little brief history of this contest and its roots will be of interest to you. Corinne touched on a few things that I'm also going to talk about. But in this, it's the people who have proven to be important and the very important people who have been part of this contest. Want to give special mention to Dr. Harlan Ritchie and Bernard Ebbing. Those two gentlemen were the first to put together a comprehensive history of this contest. I have tried to build on what they started, but they are truly the ones who deserve the credit for preserving the history of this contest from its very beginning. The first National Collegiate Contest was held in conjunction with the inaugural International Livestock Exposition in 1900. 6 colleges were represented, and both college boys, who represented land-grant universities, and farmers' sons, who were of college age but who were not enrolled at a college, were eligible to compete. The International was organized and sponsored by the Chicago Union Stockyards. Founded in 1865, the entrance to the yards was through this iconic stone archway gate, shown here as it appeared in 1900. Next one. This is the stone gate as it appears today. Built in 1875, it is the only reminder left of what was said to be the busiest square mile in the world. The yards closed in 1970, but during its 105 years of operation, over 1 billion head of livestock were sold through its gates. At its peak in the 1920s, over 13 million head of livestock were sold every year. And in some years, as many as 18 million head passed through its gates. 80% of the meat consumed in the United States came from packing plants at the yards. It was a city within a city. It had its own fire department, police force, water and sewer systems, and electric generating station. The yard employed over 40,000 people between the stockyards and the packing plants. The original pavilion where the International was held was destroyed by the fire that swept through the stockyards in 1934. This huge amphitheater was built in just 7 months to replace it. And at the time, it was the largest indoor arena in the United States, hosting the International, sporting events, and concerts. It stood for 65 years until it was demolished in 1999. The symbol of the International was the bronze bull, sculptured by well-known French artist Isidore Bonheur. Its likeness was on the cover of every International catalog for its 76 years. This is the photo of the 1974 Diamond Anniversary catalog. The International and Collegiate contests were held annually right after Thanksgiving, except in 1914 and 15 when there was a nationwide outbreak of hoof and mouth disease, and from 1941 to 1945 during World War II. The contest awards banquet was held at the Saddle and Sirloin Club in the picturesque Stockyard Inn, which adjoined the amphitheater. Built in the English Tudor style, the inn was constructed after the 1934 fire that destroyed the club's original home in the Purebred Livestock Records building. The club was a gathering location for persons conducting business at the yards, with a portrait collection to honor the great leaders of the livestock industry. The awards banquet was held in this large banquet hall of the Saddle and Sirloin Club. Its walls were lined with over 100 portraits of the all-time great leaders of the livestock industry. It is truly impossible to express in word what an awesome setting this was for coaches and contestants alike. In 1903, Arthur Leonard, Robert Ogilvie, and Alvin Sanders, all prominent livestock leaders, came up with the idea of creating a club room at the stockyards where livestock leaders who worked at the yards, as well as visitors, could gather and relax in a picturesque setting. The tradition of honoring leaders of the livestock industry having their portraits presented to the club began the same year. The gallery soon became recognized as the livestock industry's Hall of Fame. As Corinne told you earlier, this is the largest collection of portraits dedicated to a single industry. Some of the honorees played a significant role in the evolution of livestock judging contests. John Craig, graduate of Ontario University in Canada, is credited with being the founder inventor of the livestock judging contest. He developed the first scoring system to evaluate and judge livestock of all species, and developed the system and structure of the first livestock judging contest for students and farmers in Wisconsin in 1892. He organized the first intercollegiate contest in 1898, and he was one of the principal organizers of the first contest held at the International. His book, Judging Livestock, published in 1901, was often considered to be the most authoritative source for livestock judging and evaluation. In 1906, J.H. Shepard, who was Dean of Agriculture and later President at North Dakota State University, was named contest superintendent. He served in that position for 33 years. Many of the contest procedures and guiding principles instituted by Shepard are still in use today. The first contest had up to 18 placing classes with contestants submitting oral or written reasons. Under Shepard's leadership, the number of contest classes was set at 12 with 8 sets of oral reasons. Scoring was changed to awarding 50 points for a perfect placing score and a perfect set of reasons. All these principles are still used by us today. The first contest in 1900 was won by the University of Illinois, shown here, with the first bronze bull that was entitled Bull in Defiance Stance. This bull was cast in the late 1900s and was delivered to the University of Illinois after the first contest. The bronze bull was named the Spoor Trophy in honor of John Spoor, who was the driving force behind the creation of the International Livestock Exposition and its first president. He became president of the stockyards in 1899 during a period of modernization and growth. His portrait hangs in the Saddle and Sirloin Club. Iowa State was the first team to receive the trophy at the contest itself in 1901. Up until 1967, a college could keep possession of the trophy after winning it 3 times. This first bull was retired by Iowa State in 1903. During the early years, horses were an important component of the contest and were included in the contest classes from 1900 to 1903. From 1904 to 1907, there were separate contests held for livestock and horses. The Duke's Amos, a bronze depicting a kneeling man next to a horse, was awarded to the high team in horses and retired by Iowa State in 1907 after 3 wins. The Cane Bronze Bull, which represents an ox, was awarded to the high team judging livestock and was retired when it was won by the 3rd time by Ontario Agriculture College. In 1908, horses and livestock classes were again combined into a single contest, and this unique Carlo Romanelli bronze sculpture was awarded to the high team overall and retired in 1912 by Iowa State. The 3rd bronze bull, cast in 1913, differed significantly from the first bronze bull in that it depicted man as well as beast. This bull was retired by the most successful school of the 1920s, Oklahoma State, after winning it 3 times. The likeness of this bronze was incorporated into the logo of the American Society of Animal Science. The next 3 bronze bulls were also by Bonheur. Shown here are the 4th bull, which is identical to the first. This bull was retired by Kansas State after 3 consecutive victories in the 1930s. The 5th bronze bull was retired in 1955 by Iowa State. This bronze, entitled Bellowing Bull. The 6th edition of the bronze bull was retired by Texas A&M in 1967, and this marked the end of the tradition of a college retiring the bull after 3 wins. The 7th bronze bull and the 5th by Bonheur was designed as a perpetual challenge trophy, never to be retired. This is the bronze that we will award today that sits here in front of the podium. If the tradition of a team retiring the bull after 3 wins would have continued, we would have retired 13 bronze bulls since 1967. The national contest Other Art Treasure, the Silver Epergne, was presented to the International in 1950 as an expression of goodwill by the Royal Agricultural Society of England. The value of this art piece has set into the 6-figure range, and it was originally cast in 1858. The earliest record of a woman competing in the contest is 1917, when Edith Curtis of Iowa State placed 5th overall in the contest. Over the next 3 decades, women occasionally competed in the contest, some placing in the top 5 individuals overall. After 35 years, Minnie Lou Ottinger Bradley, a member of the 1952 Oklahoma State team pictured here, as Corinne told you earlier, was the first woman to be a high individual in the contest. Her accomplishment was so significant, it made the front page of the Chicago Tribune. Since then, 10 women have won the contest. Minnie Lou is a true pioneer. Her portrait was inducted into the Saddle and Sirloin Gallery in 2014. Throughout its history, many of the contestants like you have gone on to become leaders in the livestock and agriculture industries. Here are a few examples. Texas A&M under Coach Doug Wythe won the national championship. A&M teams continued to be tough competitors during the 60s, winning 2 more. Shown here are those teams, including the 1967 Texas A&M team, which is considered to be one of the most significant and greatest teams of all time. 3 of these team members became faculty members at Texas A&M. Doctors John McNeil, Jim Sanders, and Larry Bowman. The 1961 champion team from Oklahoma State, coached by Jack McCloskey, and future Hall of Fame sirloin and saddle and sirloin portrait honoree Robert Todashek, held the record for the highest winning score that stood for 40 years. 2 team members, Glenn Richardson and Bill Abel, went on to coach national champion teams in their own right. 6 team members served on faculty at 9 different universities, including 2 department heads, and 2 members were executive secretaries of national breed associations. There were no significant teams during the last 15 years of the contest in Chicago, but Kansas State, Texas A&M, and Purdue had 2 wins each. The final years of the International saw a rapid decline in the number of livestock sold through the stockyard and exhibited at the International. The yards closed in 1971, but the International continued, celebrating its 75th anniversary in 1974. In 1975, the decline in attendance and livestock exhibited made the show financially unstable. On July 6, 1976, the International Livestock Exposition was canceled due to inadequate funding. Today, the square mile that once was the Union Stockyards and Amphitheater is now the most successful industrial park in the city of Chicago. In 1974, the first North American Livestock Show was held here in Louisville. As Corinne told you earlier, one of the key proponents of that show was Jack Ragsdale, prominent shorthorn breeder and livestock leader, as well as the high individual in the 1948 contest in Chicago. Managed by Harold Workman with the Kentucky Department of Agriculture, the show quickly attracted breed association meetings and added new species to its lineup. In 1975, the Expo hosted its first collegiate contest with 25 teams. With the closing of the International, the national contest was moved here to Louisville in 1976, where it's been held ever since. Ragsdale and Workman were also instrumental in having the Saddle and Sirloin Club relocated here to the Kentucky Exposition Center. Their portraits now hang in the gallery. Dr. Roger Hunsley, to my left, coached the winning teams from Purdue in 71, 73, and 78. He went on to lead the American Shorthorn Association as its executive secretary. His portrait was inducted into the gallery in 2005. The 1970s and 80s were dominated by Purdue University, coached by Dr. Hunsley, and Kansas State, coached by Dr. Bill Abel. This slide shows Dr. Abel's Kansas State team that won the 1983 contest. A member of this team, Dr. Scott Shockey, was high individual and went on to coach Kansas State to 5 national championships. From 1976 to 85, 9 different universities were the high team, and 9 of the high individuals came from different schools. This morning, we will welcome back the 1984 team from Ohio State on its 40th anniversary. During the late 80s and early 90s, Iowa State had 4 winning teams, 86, 88, 92, and 93. In the upper left is the 1986 team coached by Dr. Chris Skaggs, who is now at Texas A&M. Dr. Scott Greiner, current superintendent of this contest, was the high individual in the contest and a member of the 1988 Iowa State team. He also went on and coached the winning teams from Iowa State in 1992 and 1993. Iowa State won 4 national titles, had 1 high individual overall during this era, and is one of the winningest schools in contest history with 20 national championships. Iowa State also has the very unique distinction of being the only university to have a team entered in every collegiate judging contest at the International and here at Louisville. Between those Iowa State wins were the 3 straight championships by Oklahoma State in 89, 90, and 91, coached by Gerald Callahan, who was last year's saddle and sirloin recipient, and Dr. Kim Brock. Teams from Kansas State, coached by Dr. Scott Shockey, had an unprecedented 5 consecutive wins from 1994 through 1998. In the upper right is the 1995 K-State team, which included high individual in the contest, Chris Mullinex, the former Kansas State coach. In 1994, Mark Hogue was the high individual in contest and is now the coach at Western Illinois University. And Kansas State has produced 8 high individuals overall since 1985. Ryan Rathman coached Texas A&M to 3 consecutive victories in 22, 23, 2002, 03, and 04, and then again in 2006. In 2006, the Texas Aggies were crowned national champions again, culminating an incredible year in which they won every contest they competed in. Dr. Blake Bloomberg, recent coach at Oklahoma State and now at Blackhawk East Junior College, was a member of that team and high individual in the contest. Since 1985, Texas A&M has won 7 national contests and has had 4 high individuals. Texas Tech won the contest in 2007, 8 and 9, 11, and 15. With these wins, Ryan Rathman has coached a record 8 winning teams and joins Dr. Abel and Dr. Chris Skaggs as coaches to lead winning teams at 2 different universities. In 2012, Oklahoma State took home the championship team honors. With his 4th national champion team, Dr. Mark Johnson is among the winningest coaches in contest history. Texas A&M, coached by Brant Poe, won the contest in 2013. In 2014, Purdue, coached by Matt Clays, notched its first national championship since 1978. We will be hearing from them shortly as we honor them as our 10-year anniversary team. Texas Tech was victorious in 2015 and 16. In addition to its 5 high team honors, 4 high individuals in this contest were on a Tech team since 1985. Oklahoma State won 3 consecutive contests from 2017 through 2019, putting coach Blake Bloomberg among the ranks of the most successful coaches in history. Oklahoma State has been the most dominant team in the contest the past 35 years with 12 high team championships and 9 high individuals. In 2020, Kansas State achieved their first win since 1998. Coach Molnix became the 5th former high individual in the contest to go on and coach a winning team. With wins in 21, 22, and 23, Oklahoma State became the winningest school in contest history with 23 national championships. With last year's win, Coach Henley at Oklahoma State has coached 3 winning teams. As Corinne told you earlier, in addition to J.H. Shepard, 3 of the contest superintendents since its move to Louisville have been honored by having their portraits inducted into the Saddle and Sirloin Gallery. Dr. Harlan Ritchie, a former coach at Michigan State, who organized the first contest held here in Louisville in 1975. Dr. David Hawkins, who also coached judging teams at Michigan State and was the 2nd high individual in 1962. And finally, Dr. Gary Minish, who coached and served as department chair at Virginia Tech and later dean of agriculture at Southern Illinois. And very soon, we will find out who is the national champion of the 119th National Collegiate Judging Contest. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Steve. I would take just a moment and share with you as teams, we will be providing you some additional history. Steve does an excellent job and keeps the history of this contest in electronic form, which is a summary of much of what he just shared with you, in addition to many more details. That will be part of the electronic documents that we share with all the teams following the contest, and appreciate Steve's steadfastness and interest in the great history of this event. As he mentioned, another historical part of this banquet annually is recognizing the 10 and 40-year teams. At this time, I'll call forward to the podium Matt Clays, formerly at Purdue University and judging team coach there, and coach of the 10-year winning team, who we have with us this morning, and look forward to hearing more about that team and what they've been up to since their historic day here in Louisville. Matt?
Thank you, Scott. It was sure a pleasure last night for the team to get together. And before we go in to kind of what this group has been up to, first of all, Tom Turner, 40-year team. I still don't like you guys. You beat us by 1 point when I was at the University of Illinois, but congratulations once again to you. Great. They were a lot of fun to travel with as well. And we had that opportunity here, and we're going to talk about the individuals on the team, try to tell you a little bit about what they're currently doing and some uniqueness about this team. But before I talk about them, Meredith, my better half, if she'd stand up, appreciate you coming and being here with us and joining the crew last night. National champion team in 2014, it was the first team since 1978 for Purdue to win the national championship, and we probably did it in maybe a little bit of an unorthodox way. Typically, you got to win cattle, to be on that top end. But we were high team in sheep, 3rd team in swine, 7th in reasons, and we're lucky enough to be the high team overall. I'll tell you a little bit about them if you want to change the slide, please. Purdue was really good about, Tom Campbell did a little bit of a portrait thing for us, and we got to be recognized there on the basketball team against Ohio State, actually, that basketball game. And We had a unique opportunity. The university was supportive. It was the only national championship or only thing that Purdue had at that time. Football team, basketball team weren't necessarily really strong. But we go through then to just the individuals. If you'll go ahead and switch this slide. We'll go in alphabetical order, and we treated everybody as a team. So when we win sheep, not just the 5 that were on the floor, the whole team got up, got our picture taken. So we'll just run through alphabetically here. Isaac Beeman is in Huntington, Indiana, and Isaac is the 333 boars, and they have about 40 boars across a number of different species, and the initiative is Isaac's brainchild as well. Isaac has judged state fairs, regionals, national shows in 28 different states. Photoed here is Isaac with his wife Kelsey in Stockton. And Isaac, if you want to stand up so they can see how you've aged, that'll be good. Kelsey could not join. She's actually has twins, 8 months along with twins, and thought it was best not to make the trip. But sure appreciate Isaac being able to join and chime in. He did say, I asked him to send us a little bit of a write-up, and he said that the judging team helped prepare him because of my sassy attitude in trying to deal with his wife. Actually, Kelsey, I know you're at home watching, and I really sympathize with you. Mark DeGoyer is next. Mark is got his degree in ag business management, and Mark has really been working in the crop industry all of his life. And he is one that currently is with Wilbur Ellis and is territorial manager for Central Indiana and Illinois. Pictured with Mark is Amy, his better half, and the 3 kids, Corbin, Tess, and Bowen. They also have a small freezer beef operation and provide from farm directly to consumers' homes, and are just starting their swine exhibition career. Callie Grinstead, Callie Edie, when she was on the team, married Joe Grinstead, a team member the year prior to this team. And Callie is a teacher at heart and has always been an ag teacher, taught at Cloverdale, and then COVID hit. And she started to teach advanced math and STEM and Indianapolis, but now is back in the Lisden High School, FFA teacher, running that program. And you see a photo here of Joe and Kipton and Kaysen and Cannon. And you might notice that, man, Kipton's big. Single mom when she was on the team. We made it work. And the team supported her. Actually, Kipton, he would come, we'd be shearing sheep to work out on. He got pretty good at mutton busting. Next slide. Dr. Alex Hegg. Alex and Nicole just got married last week. And it was so important for them to be here, they cut their honeymoon 3 days short and got in at 1 o'clock this morning to be here. Alex is a veterinarian up in the LaGrange area, and large animal and small animal, just works his tail off, gives back, being superintendent at the county fair there in LaGrange, and is really looking forward to doing and giving back to the community. I know that he works a lot with the kids with different beef projects, raises Hereford and Simmental cattle as well. Charlie Hulsenbeck. Charlie, post-graduation, is the one I've worked with the most. He's the assistant manager there at the beef unit, and he makes that place run. He does helps with research on the cow-calf side, reproductive side, feedlot research. He and Kelsey, along with Iris, is his oldest there, and Morris, just about a year now, really enjoy working with students, has a strong passion for the judging experience, and he enhances the different labs and programs that students from Purdue University get when they come out to the beef unit. They just bought a little place, and Charlie is also going to be venturing out and putting together an ET center through the Bovitech system. Andrew Huffman. Andrew could not make it. He and Haley just had their third child, Michael, on Sunday night. So he thought it was more important that he stay at home there. But Andrew has worked for Helena, a chemical company, ever since graduation. He has moved up the ranks there. And in northern Indiana, when it comes to tank mixes, chemicals, adjuvants, he makes the decision. And everybody turns to Andrew as the guy on their chemical side. They really enjoy going to stock shows as well, and kind of the circuit. And Andrew was one of those kids, coaches, you ever have one that has to sit in the co-pilot seat every time? That was Andrew. And actually, if you know Andrew, a minute and a half does not go by without him saying something, okay? And it was really tight as to who gets on the floor. He always was in my van because Purdue has these regulations, no more than 8 people in a van, and we always had to take 2. And we worked out at Poe's. That was our last stop, and it's an hour and a half away from Louisville. And we headed to Louisville. Andrew climbed in that co-pilot seat, and he didn't say a word for an hour and a half. I knew he was tight, and that probably wasn't going to work very well, but really is a pillar of the community, ag chemical world up there with Helena. Andrew's the guy. Brianna Lawyer actually would have tied for first in hogs in this contest, and ended up second, broken on reason. She went to work for Corteva and actually moved around a little bit. High individual in hogs, but really was range and pasture management with Corteva, and maybe not her expertise area or what she would be known for. She moved down to Florida and helped start the Florida swine circuit down there, and I was just down in that area, and people really think highly of Bree and what she helped them in that Florida area and that circuit. She's photoed here with her daughter Nora. Currently, Bree had moved back with Corteva to the Indianapolis area, but now is working for Elanco. Actually works with Scott's daughter, Scott Griner's daughter, and is a brand manager for Elanco swine marketing team. Brennan North. Brennan is, a lot of times you ask kids on the different circuit, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? I want to sell feed, right? And how many show feed sales positions are out there? Not very many. But Brandon's one of the fortunate ones that is the Eastern region show tech sales marketing. And he travels all over. He trades a lot of show pigs and has judged a number of shows as well, like all of them have. State fairs, the most recent ones that he did this year was Wyoming and Mississippi. He's judged in 25 different states. I will say I was speaking at the National FFA convention this year, and a gentleman came up from Colorado, and he said, man, Brennan came out and he did our deal and really did a nice job. I said, good. He said, don't play golf with him. Did you know he's really a good golfer? I said, no, I didn't. He said, yeah, he doubled his judging salary just betting us on the golf course when he was out there. So Brennan is very active within the livestock industry and a leader in the nutritional world. Logan Reinhold is next, and Logan returned home to Waterloo, Indiana, and took over the reins of the Reinhold Tack and Western Wear business that has been established in the area since 1968. And he is an entrepreneur, photoed here with his wife Stephanie and Casey sitting on their lap. Interesting thing about Logan is he's a draft horse guru. He works with Express Ranch's draft horse team, the classic 6-horse hitch series, and is highly sought after. He works with the DeKalb County 4-H and really does a nice job at giving back and providing leadership to the people in DeKalb County. Last but not least is Josh Streetmatter, and Josh is photoed here with his wife Marissa, and actually Isla is not only in the photograph but is here at the table, and we were talking last night, they sure plan on her being here 20 years from now at the awards banquet for livestock judging. Josh is a seed advisor for Beck's Hybrids, mainly in the central Indiana area. And Josh and Marissa would have been on the team a year after in 2015. Would have talked 3 high sets too when she was here in the contest. They give back and help out a number of kids with their projects. They raise club calves and some Simmental and Maine breeding cattle and are helping exhibitors at all of the shows. Next. That gives you the 2014 team, and Scott, I would guess that this is the last team that will ever be home state kids without scholarships to win a national. Thank you for the opportunity and having us here. If you would, give those people a nice round of applause.
Thank you, Matt, and welcome back to the Boilermakers. Great to have you, and know you enjoyed your reminiscing last night, and it's great to have you with us. We're going to move on to the 40-year team, which has partially been introduced already, but the coach of that team was Dr. Tom Turner, longtime faculty member at The Ohio State and judging team coach there. We're delighted to have Tom join us and tell us more about what his students have been up to over the last 40 years. Tom?
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate being here, the opportunity to introduce these young folks to you. 1984 seems like forever. I know in 1984 we were sitting here and the 1944 team was recognized. We thought, God, these people are old. And here we are. And yeah, Roger. Yeah. Sure, you got our picture someplace. Somewhere it is. I'm just going to go through this picture so you get an idea of everybody that's here. Everybody is here. We had a great dinner last night and told lots of stories, some of which were actually true. And some of the spouses, I think, learned more about their husbands and wives than maybe they previously knew about. Well, we're getting there somewhere. We're getting closer. In this picture, I just go across there, the significance of this win was recognized across the university. On the left is Gene Becker, our department chair at the time, who Matt was actually from Illinois. Next to him is Max Lennon, the dean of our college, and not pictured, but the president of the university, Ed Jennings, came to our reception, and that's no small feat in a university with 55,000 students. So we appreciate all of those people. Helping me part of the year, not in the picture, is Don Knorr. Don, please stand. Don over here is a principal at Pineland Beef, headquartered in Maine. He lives here in Kentucky, but he helped us on especially the first trip to Austin that fall. Then I'm going across the pictures. If you want to keep track, you may. Francine Shellhouse Neal, please stand. Francine is here, and her daughter is with her, Audrey, who was an official yesterday. Some of you might recognize her in the sheep department. Francine lives at Tiffin, Ohio. She was 5th high individual in this contest. Her family's been active in many livestock factors, primarily sheep. Her husband, Jeff, who couldn't be with us, was also an official in this contest at times, and they've been extremely successful in production of purebred sheep. Jeff Russo from Trent, South Dakota. Jeff, where are you? Please stand. Jeff is here with his wife, Pam. He has a very interesting career. You'll see a theme among these people. He first managed cattle at Kohler Corporation and then went with Laura's Lean, and then became vice president for cattle procurement at Dakota. So he's had a very successful career, just retired recently. We're getting to that age where the people from 40 years ago are now retired. Michelle Matthews Harsh. Michelle, please. Here she is. Michelle is from Radnor, Ohio. She's here with her husband, David, and she runs her own personal crop insurance company, Michelle Harsh Insurance, and has done that for a good number of years. Next is Neil Hendricks. Neil is here with his wife, Chris, and they live in Farmington, Missouri. And Neil has been a successful manager of purebred operations for a number of years at several different places across the United States, most recently in Missouri. So it's good to have you here. Next is Tad Miranda. Tad is here with his wife, Debbie. They are currently living in Costa Rica. So that's a long story, I think, but yeah. But he has moved to Costa Rica and is here, made the effort to be here. So that says something about their business. He's also been involved in the meat business his entire career, most recently and currently with Creekstone Farms, Director of Shared Services at Creekstone. So thank you, Ted. Next is Billy Burkhart. Billy Burkhart hasn't shaved for a day or two, maybe since 1984. But he's from Lowell, Ohio. He has an interesting career path, worked for U.S. Tobacco for a while, and then the Ohio Cattlemen's Association, and currently owns his own trucking and excavation company. So thank you, Billy. Next is Sam Roberts. Sam was here with his fiancee, Dawn. They live at South Charleston, Ohio. Sam has worked primarily for United Producers Incorporated and is currently the vice president for cattle marketing at Producers. Kevin Hines is here with his wife Gladys, also a judging team member from a slightly different year. They live at Newcomerstown, and he has had his career primarily with Coba Select Sires, where he's a current beef specialist with that company. Scott Brubaker, someplace over there, Brubaker is here with his wife Kathy. They live at Dundee, Michigan. I'm really not supposed to say that word, but Dundee, somewhere up north. Yes. He works at Wolverine Packing. He's a principal person there at Wolverine. Was previously with Empire Beef. Scott was high individual in reasons in this contest and was ninth overall in the contest. Last is me over there. I'm here. My wife is here, Susie. She's coordinates everything, coordinated all of this, coordination of all these people getting here and last night's dinner and all these other things that I seem to have trouble getting done. But this contest in 1984, by the way, there's an error in your, it says 83, but it's actually 84. So just so you know, it also doesn't. I was pointed out by my team members that it doesn't say the Ohio State University. So just not that one though. There were 44 teams in this contest in 1984. If you just imagine that, 44. That's tied for the second most teams ever. So it's truly an honor to be successful in that contest. 3 of these team members I had were also members of a national winning 4-H team a few years before that. So it speaks to all of their ability. This team was only moderately successful until they got here. You know, sometimes you expect teams to have won all the contests they were in. They hadn't. We did win the North Central contest, which is an evaluation judging contest in the spring. But in the fall, they were 4th at the Eastern National, 5th at the Keystone, and generally those 2 contests are winnable. We didn't win either one. We were 5th at the American Royal, which is respectable. They were 6th, get this for you students, they were 6th at the All-American Quarter Horse Congress. We judged horses back then. It was already in Columbus. We had people that knew how to give reasons. We worked on horses for a short period, and they were 6th at that contest. And of course, then won here. A lot of things come to mind about this team. They're very special to me. I think they won in part because of the tremendous mutual respect they have for each other, for their ability to love each other, to work together. And it truly takes, as all you coaches know, you can't do this with 5 people. You can't have 5 people and come here and win. I don't know if it's ever happened, not sure. We had 9, and it takes all 9 to get this done. We can tell lots of stories, but again, some of them might not actually be true. 40 years wanes, with that, and my file at the university had been misplaced, at least maybe lost, so I don't have all of those data with me. But at any rate, my pleasure to introduce them, my pleasure to have coached them, my pleasure to be here. I appreciate it, Scott. Thanks for inviting us very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Turner, and welcome back to the 40-year team. Very impressive. Quite an impact, particularly in the beef industry, as you mentioned, Tom, and in terms of what you folks have done. And always resonates with me as we celebrate our anniversary teams, the 10 and 40 here every year at Louisville. But I think what it really says is for you current contestants and students, take a look around the room, particularly those that you're sitting at the table with, those that you ride in a van with, those that you competed with all year long. They're going to be associates, they're going to be business partners, they're going to be people in the industry that you run into literally on a daily and weekly basis, and you'll be forever connected to them. So thank you to the Purdue bunch, and thank you to the Ohio State for coming back. Congratulations. With that, we're going to move into the awards portion of the contest. We're going to start with the recognition of your All-Americans. To do that is Dr. Chris Skaggs from Texas A&M, who helps coordinate that, the All-American program on behalf of the Coaches Association.
Well, thank you, Dr. Greiner. This marks the 25th year that the All-American Judging Awards have been presented. The All-American program was initiated by the Livestock Judging Team Coaches Association and the American Society of Animal Science in the year 2000 to recognize students who have made a commitment to livestock judging but have also excelled in academic performance, university and industry activities, and community service. The following 12 honorees representing 8 universities make up our 2024 team. The average senior college GPA of this year's recipients is an impressive 3.95. We have Dave Wagner here with us. He will help present awards along with Dr. Eversole. Our plaques are coming from ICEV, and our leather briefcases came from the Wagner family, David and Dan Wagner. The Wagner families are certainly big supporters of livestock judging. They support awards at Denver, Fort Worth, Houston, State Fair of Texas, and now at Louisville. So thank you to the Wagner family for doing so. Our first honoree will have you come forward, pick up your awards, and then please head over to the backdrop. We'll get a group photo of all 12 as we complete the honorees. Our first honoree is Hannah Dozier from the University of Arkansas. She received the Dale Bumpers Distinguished Scholar Undergraduate Transfer Award and was named Outstanding Undergraduate Transfer Student in the Department of Animal Science. She served as Vice President and Secretary for the Block and Bridle Club and is a member of the University of Arkansas Cultivate Change Committee, Collegiate Farm Bureau, and Collegiate 4-H. She served as President of the Aggie Club, Student Body Senator, Vice President of the Agricultural Education Club, and the College of Agriculture Ambassador when she was at NEO. She was active in FFA, serving as an Oklahoma State FFA Secretary, and received both the state and American FFA degrees. Hannah was a member of the winning livestock judging team at the Arizona National and placed in the top 10 at both the Arizona National and Dixie National contests. She will graduate in May with dual degrees in animal science and ag business, and then plans to pursue graduate studies in beef cattle genetics. Congratulations once again to Hannah. Our second honoree is Emma Claire Farmer from Oklahoma State University. Emma is an OSU Transfer Student Achievement Scholar, a Fleming and Clemmy Family Memorial Scholar. She serves on the Student Council for the Ferguson College of Agriculture and is Vice President of the Collegiate Farm Bureau. She is also a member of Ag Communicators of Tomorrow, Block and Bridle, and Collegiate Cattle Women's. At Connors College, she was a member of Aggie Club, Ag Ambassadors, and the Presidential Leadership Class. She held an internship with Oklahoma 4-H Foundation and is currently a legal assistant at a law firm in Stillwater. She also participated in the Oklahoma House of Representatives Page Program and graduated from the Oklahoma Legislative Fellowship Program. She grew up on a diversified farming operation in southwest Oklahoma. She is a member of the highly successful OSU Livestock Judging Team and the Reserve National Champion Meat Animal Evaluation Team. She also competed when she was at Connors College. She will graduate in May 2025 with a bachelor's degree in Ag Communications and a minor in Law and Legal Studies. Her goal is to pursue a law degree from the University of Oklahoma to ultimately become an attorney with a legal practice in Oklahoma representing agricultural clients. Congratulations again to Emma Claire. Our third honoree is Cooper Ford from Texas A&M University. Cooper served as Vice President of Finance for the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences Student Council, where he was directly responsible for orchestrating a 2-day career fair connecting 110 companies, 250 recruiters, and 1,800 students. He was selected as a Cargill Thrive Scholar and had a commodity and training merchandising internship with Cargill this past summer. He was previously an intern with Valero with innovation and low carbon fuels and was an agricultural credit intern with Texas Farm Credit Services. He was selected as the San Antonio, Texas Agriculture Lifetime Leadership Scholar and was a delegate to the International Livestock Congress at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. He has served as an intern at multiple livestock shows, including the State Fair of Texas, San Antonio, and Houston. He was a member of the Champion Wool Judging Team at San Antonio and Reserve Champion Team at Denver and Houston, and was recognized as an All-American in wool judging. He was also a member of the Meat Animal Evaluation Team and was recognized as 7th high individual in that contest. He will graduate with dual degrees in Ag Economics and Animal Science in December 2025 and plans to pursue an MBA with his ultimate career goal to work in the agricultural sustainability side of things with a focus on renewable and biofuel industry. Congratulations to Cooper. Our fourth recipient is Anna Hannon from Oklahoma State University. Anna grew up on a family-owned show pig and commercial cattle operation in Indiana. She attended Northern Oklahoma College, where she was a public relations officer for Phi Theta Kappa and agriculture leadership ambassador. She was a member of the highly successful NOC team that was named Junior College Team of the Year last year. She also placed in the top 10 overall individuals in multiple contests. She transferred to Oklahoma State University, where she is secretary of Rho Phi Lambda Fraternity, a student worker with the Oklahoma State Swine Research and Education Center, and a Cowboy Commitment Scholar. She's been a member of the winning OSU teams at Cattlemen's Congress, National Western, Dixie National, and she was a member of the Reserve National Champion Meat Animal Evaluation Team as well. Her state team won the 4-H and FFA team honors in Indiana at both the American Royal National FFA contests, and she had the opportunity to travel and represent the U.S. at the Royal Highlands contest. She's pursuing a degree in recreational therapy, and following graduation hopes to pursue a doctorate in occupational therapy to ultimately help others. Congratulations to Anna. Our fifth recipient is Bailey Lavender from Kansas State University. Bailey is president of the KSU Educational Marketing Club, a student fellow with the KSU Center for Risk Management, and a student library assistant with KSU Veterinary Medical Library. She has pursued undergraduate research with the Department of Agricultural Economics to identify a regression model to examine global differences in ag policy that impact trade agreements. She has also participated in internships with Bunge Grain Merchandising and Commodities and with the North American here in Louisville. She's an ag ambassador at the Florida State Fair, advocating for youth agricultural programs. She judged for Connors College and Junior College and has been a member of the successful KSU team that just recently won the American Royal. She was a member of the Meat Animal Evaluation team that was named national champions, where she was fourth high individual overall in that contest. Following graduation in May 2025 with a degree in ag economics, she plans to attend graduate school for a Master of Science and PhD degree in Ag Eco with the goal of teaching and conducting research at a land-grant institution. Congratulations again to Bailey Lavender. Quinna Molden, Bailey's teammate from Kansas State University, is our next All-American. She serves as an animal science and industry mentor for incoming freshmen, is an Ag Council rep, and a member of the K-State women's lacrosse team. She also served as president of the Butler Community College Ag Ambassadors. She has been a student researcher with the K-State Equine Center, a summer research intern with Virginia Cooperative Extension Service, and a summer intern with Udell Cattle in Iowa. She's been recognized as a Virginia Farm Bureau, Virginia Cattlemen's Association, and a K-State Presidential and Foundation Scholar. She was a member of the Virginia 4-H All-Star Judging Team, which was named Reserve National Champions at the national contest here, and also participated on the Scotland trip at the Roland Highland contest. In addition to K-State Livestock Judging, she was a member of the National Champion Meat Animal Evaluation Team, and upon completion of her undergraduate degree in animal science and industry, she plans to pursue a MS and PhD in beef cattle reproductive physiology and eventually become a professor with teaching and research responsibilities. Congratulations to Quinna. Our next honoree is Kaylee Jo Pieper from Texas A&M University. Kaylee has been a Cargill Thrive Scholar, Swine Futurity Co-Chair with Saddle and Sirloin Club, and a member of the Ag Cattlemen Association and the Ag Communications of Tomorrow. She serves as an undergraduate teaching assistant for Animal Science 111. She is president and social media coordinator of the Ag Club and received outstanding freshman and sophomore Ag Student Awards at Casper College. She was selected to the Junior Board of Directors for the National Junior Swine Association, served as an intern for Wyoming pork producers, and was an intern for Centennial Cuts, a family-owned company in Colorado. She was a delegate to the International Livestock Congress at Houston and served as an intern at State Fair of Texas. She's been a member of the Texas A&M Livestock Judging Team and the Meat Animal Evaluation Team as well. She will complete a degree in Ag Comm and Communication next May, and then plans to pursue a master's in Ag Media at West Texas A&M. Her career goal is to work in agricultural publications as an advocate for agriculture. Congratulations to Kaylee Jo. Ashlyn Robinson from the University of Nebraska is our 8th All-American. Ashlyn grew up in rural Nebraska as a 5th-generation cattle producer on her family's purebred Angus operation. She is a Krutzinger Beef Industry Scholar and a member of the University of Nebraska Block and Bridle Club, as well as the Young Nebraska Cattlemen's Organization. She also attended Hutch Community College prior to Nebraska, where she involved with Block and Bridle and the Hutch College Select Cattle Sale. She has held internships with a law firm in Grand Island, Nebraska, Best of the West Jackpot Show, Colt Cattle Company, and Partner Up Rodeo. Her volunteer activities include Kimmel Orchard, American Red Cross, and Lincoln County, Nebraska 4-H. She finished in the top 10 overall at Sioux Falls in the Nebraska Cattlemen's Contest. She also judged for Hutchinson Community College, where she was a member of 2 consecutive national state champion 4-H teams in Nebraska. She will graduate with an Ag Economics degree in May 2025 and plans to attend Nebraska College of Law. Following law school, she plans to return to Weber Law Firm and specialize in succession planning for agricultural families. Congratulations to Ashlyn. Our next All-American is Owen Roseboom from the University of Minnesota. Owen is involved with the University of Minnesota student government as a student senator, Alpha Gamma Rho fraternity, vice president of recruitment for Block and Bridle, treasurer for the Ag Business Club, and industry relations chair for Crops and Soil Science Club. He served as the public policy and government relations intern with Minnesota Farm Bureau and was chairman of the Minnesota Junior Classic and AGR North Star Showman Steer and Heifer shows. Owen was an active member of the National Junior Red Angus Association, where he was named champion senior overall individual in sweepstakes at the 2024 National Red Angus Show. He's been a student worker at the Swine and Sheep Units and the Meat Science Lab at the University of Minnesota. He was third high individual at the All East Contest and the Meat Animal Evaluation Contest, and was high individual overall at the National Red Angus Youth Expo this past summer. He's pursuing a double major in animal science and political science with hopes of pursuing either a law degree or a master's degree in public policy to gain legal and policy expertise to positively impact agriculture in the future. Congratulations to Owen. Our 10th honoree is Kylie Shakel from Kansas State University. Kylie grew up in Indiana on a 4th-generation sheep farming family. At K-State, she has been a College of Agriculture ambassador, recruiting for Agricultural Leadership Program, serves as Vice President of Development for Ag Communicators of Tomorrow, copy editor for K-State Purple Yearbook, and social media specialist for both the College of Ag and K-State Research and Extension. She was a communications intern with American Farm Bureau in Washington, D.C., a communications and legislative intern with Illinois FFA Association, and a communications intern with Indiana State Department of Agriculture. She served as president of the National Junior Dorset Association and was a member of the Tunis, Hampshire, Shropshire, Southdown, and Natural Colored Sheep Associations. I think she covered them all. In addition, she served as secretary for Indiana FFA Association. She has been a successful member of the K-State Livestock Judging Team and the National Champion Meat Animal Evaluation Team, and judged in Lincoln Land prior to K-State. She will graduate in May 2025 with a degree in Ag Communications and Journalism with a career goal of media relations for the agricultural industry to impact policy initiatives through an organization like she worked with before, the American Farm Bureau Association. Congratulations to Kylie. Abby Schultz from West Texas A&M University is our next All-American. She is an Ag Ambassador for Student Recruitment and a student worker for the Scholarship and Internship Coordinator for WT A&M. She also helped coordinate the Buff Branding Cattle Show and the Tri-State Fair Livestock Judging Contest. She has served as an intern for Cargill and Amarillo and a cattle clerk intern at Magnum Feed Yard in Colorado. She's also worked with Cattle ID to capture video for facial recognition technology. She is host and creator of a podcast, Limited with Abby Schultz, where she interviews WT faculty, students, industry experts, and her peers. She received the Outstanding Agriculture Student and Ag Business Student at Northeastern Junior College. She is also an ambassador and Collegiate Farm Bureau member. She's been a livestock judging team and meat animal evaluation team member at WT and judged livestock at Northeastern. She was a member of a high school team that was named state champion in Nebraska for livestock evaluation. She will graduate from West Texas A&M in May 2025 with a degree in Ag Media and Communication, and then plans to pursue a career in feedlot industry coupled with professional speaking. Congratulations once again to Abby. Before we complete the All-American roster, let us recognize the assistance of our judges. The evaluators are current or former administrators from across the country and include Dr. Mark McCann, former Assistant Dean for Extension at the University of Georgia, Dr. Jim Hurd, former Dean and at Colorado State University and a former professor at Texas A&M, Dr. Jim Kinder, previous department chair, professor, and former coach at the Ohio State University, let me get this right, Dr. Bill Abel, former coach at Kansas State University and department chair at Mississippi State University, and Dr. Maynard Holberg, the former department chair at Michigan State and Iowa State Universities. As we continue our student recognition, Kyle Valenkamp from Texas Tech is our final All-American. Kyle is a Davis College Dean's Gold Scholar and an Ag Council rep. He has been heavily involved with research, spending 3 semesters with undergraduate research in feedlot nutrition and 2 semesters with research in swine nutrition. He's done an internship with feed yard management at Friona Industries, a research assistant with USDA, and a Superior Farm Sheep Discovery Center internship in Utah. He's also participated with livestock show internships at the State Fair of Texas, San Angelo, and San Antonio, as well as with the Texas and Southwestern Cattle Raisers Convention. He is a member of the National Champion Wool Judging Team, which won Denver and Houston contests and received All-American honors in wool judging. He followed that by serving as a coach of the Texas Tech Wool Judging Team the following year. He is a member of the successful livestock and meat animal evaluation teams at Texas Tech and will graduate in December with a degree in animal science and a minor in ag business. He plans to continue his education through a Master of Science and PhD programs in ruminant nutrition, specializing in feedlot nutrition to become a consulting veterinarian. Congratulations once again to Kyle. This concludes our recognition this morning. Congratulations again to the 2024 All-Americans.
Thank you, Dr. Skaggs, and congratulations to our All-Americans. To continue with the Intercollegiate Livestock Coaches Association Awards, call forward Mr. Will Taylor. Will from Iowa State Coach is president of the Coaches Association and will present the Coach of the Year Award. Will?
Well, first off, it's an honor to present this award on behalf of the National Collegiate Livestock Judging Coaches Association. This award is based on programmatic development, recruitment of students, student success, as well as team success within your individual program. This award is nominated by your peers, and then once nominations are taken, votes are counted based on 3 nominees. This award is sponsored with a silver pitcher being awarded and is sponsored by the Gerald Callahan family. This year's honoree, Jesse Henson, Auburn University.
Congratulations, Jesse. At this time, we'll move into the awards of the contest, and to share the results is Mr. Joel Cowley. You can turn to your program and follow along. Joel.
Well, thank you, Dr. Greiner, and congratulations to you all. We will begin with the Sheep and Goat Division. If we could please have Dr. Farabee McCarthy and Larry Hopkins with the American Sheep Industry Association come forward to help present these awards. Hi, individuals, sheep and goats, out of a possible 300 points. We had a 4-way tie for 8th, receiving recognition only in 11th position with 284 points from Iowa State University, Nick Deppie. Top 10 individuals, if we could please have you come forward. In 10th position with 284 points from Texas A&M University, Tate Hogan. The 6th through 10th high individuals all receive a silver plate from the American Sheep Industry Association. 9th high individual, 284 points from the University of Nebraska, J. Lee Pope. Winning that tiebreak in 8th position with 284 points from Texas A&M University, Connor Knudsen. A tie for 6th with 285 points in 7th position from Auburn University, Grace McLean. Winning that tiebreak in 6th position, 285 points from Texas Tech University, Avery Oliver. The 5th high individual in sheep and goats with 286 points from Oklahoma State University, Ashlyn O'Brien. The top 5 individuals in sheep and goats all receive a silver plate from Harper Livestock Company. We had a tie for 3rd. In 4th position with 288 points from Oklahoma State University, Cale Campbell. In 3rd place with the same 288 points from Kansas State University, Kyla Menon. The 2nd high individual with 289 points from Oklahoma State University, Anna Hannon. And the high individual in sheep and goats receiving a Revere Bowl from FD and Joy McCarthy and family, a silver plate from Harper Livestock Company, and a livestock cane from the North American International Livestock Exposition with 290 points from Kansas State University, Jacob Clout. Moving on to the high teams in sheep and goats, if we could please have Mr. Jeff Ebert from the American Hampshire Sheep Association at the front table to help present these awards. For the high teams in each species, we will not be reading the score to create a little intrigue toward the end. Don't worry, this will be fun. 3rd through 5th high teams all receive a plaque from the National Sheep Improvement Program. The 5th high team in sheep and goats, if we could please have a representative from Western Illinois University. The 4th high team, if we could please have a representative from Texas A&M University. The 3rd high team, Texas Tech University. Second high team in sheep and goats receiving the plaque from the National Sheep Improvement Program, Oklahoma State University. And the high team in sheep and goats receiving a rotating trophy from the American Southdown Breeders Association, a plaque from the American Hampshire Sheep Association, and Revere Bulls to the team members and coach from Hummel Livestock. If we could please have the coach and the entire team from Kansas State University. As Kansas State makes their way forward, they are also the high team in performance sheep, receiving a plaque from the Continental Dorset Club, and that was with a score of 473 points. The high team in sheep and goat reasons, receiving a plaque from the United Suffolk Sheep Association with a score of 697, Oklahoma State University. If we could please have a representative. Moving on to the high individuals in swine with 300 possible points, if we could please have Mr. Ernie Barnes representing the National Pork Board at the front table. We had a tie for 10th high individual. In 11th position, receiving recognition only with 286 points from West Texas A&M University, Abby Scholes. 6th through 10th high individuals all receive a crystal clock from showpig.com. Winning that tiebreak in 10th position with 286 points from Oklahoma State University, Ashlyn O'Brien. We had a tie for 8th. In 9th position with 288 points from Kansas State University, Logan Berman. The 8th high individual at 288 points from Kansas State University, Jacob Clout. We had a four-way tie for 4th. In 7th position with 289 points from Texas Tech University, Drew Webster. Sixth high individual in swine, 289 points, Oklahoma State University, Jed Sidwell. In 5th position with 289 points from Texas A&M University, Gunnar Coburn. 3rd through 5th individuals all receive a Revere Bowl from Shipley Swine Genetics. Winning the tiebreak in 4th position with 289 points from Iowa State University, Reagan Gibson. A tie for 2nd. In 3rd position with 291 points from the University of Minnesota, Alicia Clemmy. Winning that tiebreak in 2nd position with 291 points from Kansas State University, Cole Murphy. Top 2 individuals both receive a Revere Bowl from Dan and Peggy Lane. And the high individual in swine receiving a silver plate from Weichman Pig Company, a livestock cane from the North American, and the Revere Bowl from Dan and Peggy Lane, with 293 points from Texas A&M University, Tate Hogan. And before our top 10 depart for their photo, the high individual in swine reasons with a score of 95 points, receiving a clock from showpig.com from Oklahoma State University is Ashlyn O'Brien. And Ashlyn, before you go back in line, you are also the high individual in performance swine with a score of 99 points, receiving a plaque from the National Swine Improvement Federation. Congratulations. Teams in swine, if we could please have Scott Coker with United Animal Health join Ernie Barnes here at the front table. Second through fifth high teams all receive a plaque from United Animal Health. The fifth high team in swine, if we could please have a representative from Iowa State University. Fourth high team, if we could please have a representative from the University of Arkansas. The third high team in swine, Oklahoma State University. Second high team in swine, if we could please have a representative from Texas A&M University. And the high team in swine receiving a $500 scholarship and a plaque from the National Pork Board, a plaque from United Producers, and plaques to the team members from the National Swine Registry. If we could please have the team members and coach come forward from Kansas State University. And as Kansas State makes their way forward, they were also the high team in swine reasons with a score of 458 points. For that, they will receive plaques to the team members and the coach from the National Swine Registry. The high team in performance swine, receiving a plaque from the National Swine Improvement Federation with 479 points. If we could have a representative from Texas A&M University. We'll move on to the cattle division. If we could please have A.J. Hornback from Sullivan Supply and Jack Ward from the American Hereford Association, as well as Tawny DeYoung from the American Gelbvieh Association come forward to help present awards. In the cattle division, we had a five-way tie for seventh. In 11th position, receiving recognition only with 385 points from Iowa State University, Zach Zweibel. Sixth through 10th high individuals all receive a Revere Bowl from the American Gelbvieh Association, as well as a paperweight from the American Hereford Association. In 10th position, with a score of 385 points from Oklahoma State University, Jed Sidwell. In 9th, with the same score of 385 points, from Iowa State University, Nick Deppy. In 8th, 385 points, Kansas State University, Ty Nodal. And winning the tie break for 7th, 385 points, from Kansas State University, Logan Berman. A tie for fifth. In sixth position with 386 points from Kansas State University, Jacob Clout. Top 5 individuals all receive a Revere Bowl from Sullivan Supply, as well as the paperweight from the American Hereford Association, winning that tiebreak in fifth position with 386 points from Oklahoma State University, Ashlyn O'Brien. A tie for third. In fourth position with 387 points from Texas A&M University, Cooper Thompson. Winning that tiebreak in third position with 387 points from Western Illinois University, Kobe Fry. And we had a tie for high individual and cattle in second position with a score of 393 points from Oklahoma State University, Cale Campbell. And the high individual and cattle receiving a $500 award from Dr. Dan and Sandra Eversole and family, a Revere Bowl from Sullivan Show Supply, a livestock cane from the North American, a trophy from the American Hereford Association, a cowhide duffel bag from the American Angus Association, and a paperweight from the American Hereford Association, with 393 points from Oklahoma State University, Anna Hannon. And as Anna comes forward, she was also the high individual in cattle reasons. She scored 145 points, and for that she will receive a silver pitcher from the American International Charlet Association. We'll move on now to the high teams in cattle. If we could please have Jeff Langmeyer and Kendall Reichenstein with Urus come forward to help present these awards. The top 5 teams all receive a plaque, compliments of Urus. Fifth high team in cattle, if we could please have a representative from Texas Tech University. Fourth high team in cattle, Texas A&M University. Third high team, Western Illinois University. If we could please have a representative. Second high team in cattle, if we could please have a representative from Kansas State University. And the high team in cattle receiving a $500 scholarship from Certified Angus Beef, a plaque from United Producers, a plaque from Urus, and silver plates to the team members and coach from the American Angus Association. If we could please have the coach and the team members forward from Oklahoma State University. And as Oklahoma State makes their way forward, they were also the high team in cattle reasons with a score of 704 points. For that, they will receive a plaque from the American Shorthorn Association. For high teams in performance cattle, if we could have Blake Nilsson with the American Maine and Jew Association please make his way forward. Second through fifth high teams in performance cattle all receive a plaque from Select Sires in memory of Roy Wallace. Fifth high team in performance cattle with a score of 708 points, Texas A&M University. If we could please have a representative. Fourth high team in performance cattle with a score of 709 points, Iowa State University. In third with 711 points, Kansas State University. Second high team in performance cattle with a score of 716 points, Western Illinois University. And the high team in performance cattle receiving a plaque from the Beef Improvement Federation with 719 points. If we could please have a representative from Oklahoma State University. The high individual in performance cattle receiving a plaque from B.R. Cottrell Incorporated with 147 points from Oklahoma State University is Anna Hannon. And I think you're going to have to check a bag. All performance classes receiving a plaque from the American Maine and Jew Association and silver plates to the team members from the Red Angus Association of America with 1,668 points. If we could please have a representative from Oklahoma State University. Moving on to the high individuals and reasons, if we could have Michael Hampton from Central Life Sciences and Dr. Roger Hunsley move to the front table to help present awards. I'll stall. We had a three-way tie for ninth high individual and reasons. Receiving recognition only with a score of 368 points from Texas A&M University is Tate Hogan. Sixth through 10th high individuals and reasons all receive a Revere Bowl from Central Life Sciences. In 10th position with 368 points from Kansas State University, Logan Berman. Winning that tie break with 368 points from Western Illinois University, Kobe Fry. Eighth high individual and reasons, 369 points, Texas A&M University, Connor Knudsen. A tie for sixth and seventh position with 370 points from Texas A&M University, Gunnar Coburn. Sixth high individual and reasons, 370 points, Kansas State University, Kyla Menon. Top five individuals all receive a Revere Bowl from Ranch House Designs. In fifth position with 372 points from Oklahoma State University, Cale Campbell. In fourth position, 376 points from Kansas State University, Jacob Clout. The third high individual in reasons with a score of 377 points from Kansas State University is Cole Murphy. Second high individual in reasons with a score of 378 points from Oklahoma State University, Anna Hannon. And the high individual in reasons receiving a silver plate from Dr. and Mrs. David Hawkins in memory of Bernard Ebbing, the contest superintendent from 1969 to 1975, a livestock cane from the North American, and the Revere Bowl from the Ranch House Designs, with 379 points from Oklahoma State University, Ashlyn O'Brien. High teams and reasons. If we could please have Mr. Blake Nilsson from the American Mainland Jew Association join Dr. Hunsley at the front to help present these awards. First through fifth high teams all receive a plaque from the North American Limousine Foundation. Fifth high team in reasons with a score of 1,797 points. If we could please have a representative from Texas Tech University. Fourth high team in reasons with 1,813 points, Texas A&M University. The third high team in reasons with 1,814 points, Western Illinois University. Second high team with 1,854 points, Oklahoma State University. And the high team in reasons receiving a plaque from the North American Limousine Foundation, silver plates to the team members from the American Mainland Jew Association, and a Revere Bowl to the coach from Dr. John and Patsy Edwards with 1,855 points. If we could please have the team members and the coach from Kansas State University. We'll move on now to the high individuals overall. If we could please have Corinne Fetter from the North American International Livestock Exposition come forward to help present these awards. We had a tie for 10th high individual overall. In 11th place, with 949 points from Texas Tech University, and if you could please come forward, Drew Webster. Winning that tie break with 949 points in 10th position from Texas A&M University, Coburn. Second through 10th high individuals all receive a plaque from the North American. In 9th position with 950 points from Texas A&M University, Tate Hogan. Eighth high individual overall with 951 points from Kansas State University, Kyla Menon. The seventh high individual with 954 points from Kansas State University, Logan Berman. The sixth high individual with 955 points from Kansas State University, Cole Murphy. The fifth high individual in the contest with 957 points from Oklahoma State University, Jed Sidwell. In fourth position with 958 points from Oklahoma State University, Ashlyn O'Brien. We had a tie for second high individual. In third position with 960 points from Oklahoma State University is Cale Campbell. In second position, receiving a Revere Bowl from Dr. Leah Cox Ritchie and family in memory of Dr. Harlan Ritchie, as well as the plaque from the North American International with 960 points from Oklahoma State University, Anna Hannon. And the high individual in the contest, receiving a $1,000 award from Drs. Gary and Roberta Manish, the Robert Hall Jr. Challenge Trophy, a Revere Bowl from Larry Cushion Trophies and Engraving in memory of Hilton Briggs, a livestock cane from the North American, and a buckle from the Showtimes magazine with a score of 964 points from Kansas State University, Jacob Clout. Moving on to the high teams overall in the contest, if we could please have Dr. Bert Moore representing the American Simmental Association move forward, Dr. Roger Hunsley, and Dr. Tom and Susie Turner step forward to help present these awards, and join Corinne Fetter. Third through 10th high teams all receive a plaque from the American Simmental Association. The 10th high team with a score of 4,574 points, Auburn University. If we could please have a representative come forward. Ninth high team overall, 4,577 points, the University of Nebraska. Here she comes. The 8th high team overall with 4,610 points, the University of Minnesota. Seventh high team overall, 4,616 points, Iowa State University. The sixth high team overall, with 4,631 points, the University of Arkansas. Our top 5 teams will all receive a banner from the Showtimes. Fifth high team overall with 4,673 points, Texas Tech University. Fourth high team overall with 4,690 points, Western Illinois University. The third high team overall with 4,705 points, Texas A&M University. And receiving a trophy for Dr. Tom and Susie Turner, a $1,000 award to the coach from Dr. Roger Hunsley and Dr. Gary Manish. With 4,763 points, the reserve national champion team is Oklahoma State University. If we could please have the team and coach forward for a photo. Let's congratulate Oklahoma State one more time. Receiving the silver apron, the bronze bull, a rotating trophy from the North American, a trophy from Gardner Angus Ranch, a $3,500 award from Robert Hall Jr., a plaque from the National Block and Bridle Club, plaques to the team members from the North American International Livestock Exposition, a $1,000 Robert Hall Jr. High Team Coaches Award, a desk set to the coach from Pride of the Farm, and Livestock cane to the coach from North American International Exposition with 4,770 points, your national champions, Kansas State University.
Congratulations to everyone. One of the most competitive and closest contests in recent history. This concludes our awards breakfast this morning. Couple housekeeping items. We will have full scores released on judging card promptly. For those of you that have awards, all the boxes, etc., packing materials are underneath the tables right here in front of us. Feel free to help yourself to those if that helps you with your travel. Safe travels to everyone, and thanks for joining us. We appreciate it, and best of luck to you down the road. Yeah.